Hello everybody, welcome back to this series on Fusion. Today we're talking about how to design using slots and offsets. So let's go ahead and hop right into that. Starting from our list of Fusion lessons, we're going to scroll down here to the number 20 slot where we're talking about pin in slot. The link here, or at least the link will be done when this video is created, will take you to this video. This document can be found in the link below, but if you click on offsets, you can go into the folder and this will show you the print of what we're trying to create today. In our shop, we run Tormach 5-inch machinist vices, and this is the soft jaw that goes on that vise, and it specifically needs a slot because it's designed to be inverted. So often soft jaws are cut on, and this allows us to turn the same jaw over and use the other side, so we get twice the life out of all of our vices. So let's go ahead and get started on modeling this vise in Fusion. Okay, like always, we're going to start with a sketch. So we're going to head and pick a sketch. I am going to pick the Z X plane because this is the way a vise soft jaw would actually be used. And then I'm going to start with a rectangular box, and this box is 5.2, 5.25 by 1 3/4, and then we are going to go ahead and extrude it. I'm pressing E, the hotkey on the keyboard, to get right into extrusion to 0.8, and all of this can be found on the print. So we have our basic shape. We need to put in a slot on the right, and we're ultimately going to mirror everything to the left. And because we started in the center and we turn on our origin, we have our mirror plane already created. So I'm going to start a sketch on the front face. I am going to create a line, and it's going to be a construction line right down the center. Now, I'm going to turn off construction because the next things we don't want construction. So we're going to go to create, and we're going to go specifically to slot. Whole bunch of options, here to choose. If we look back at the print, notice we're giving us the distance from the center of one end of the slot's hole to the center of the other end of the slot's hole. Because of that, we are going to want to use center to center slot because that'll give us the places to dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here, and drag it out. Sizes don't matter at this juncture. We're eventually going to get it into place. We are going to dimension, which is another hotkey on the keyboard, D, from here to here. Now, it doesn't give us this number in the print. It gives us the distance from this slot to the slot on the left, but that number is 3 1/8, or 3.125, and then we can just divide by 2, and that'll allow us to be in the center. It does not give us the up and down height. It gives us only this height. So we're going to go ahead and put that in, and that's 0.37 or 38. But obviously that's not what we want. And what we need to do is we are going to create a point and zoom in and put it on the middle of this line. And then we are going to horizontally attach it here to here, and that will bring it in to the up and down size. Now, our next step is we need to get the diameter of this. It tells us the diameter is it tells us the radius. So we are going to go to dimensioning, and we are going to select this, and it's going to give us a radius value of 0.22. And now we have the slot the proper size that we want. And we are going to go ahead and hit finish sketch, and we are going to extrude this, and our distance will be all. And we're going to drag it all the way through and change it to all, and then we have our distance. Now, because we want the bolt head to recess into this slot, we are going to start a new sketch on this same surface. We are going to use what's called offset. And offset allows us to select a series of lines and drag it either in or out. And our offset on the out for this example is 0.14. So 0.14 is the offset amount, and we press enter. And this allows us to offset this line bigger or smaller. This will work for both a single line as well as for a series of lines like you see here. We're going to go ahead and hit extrude. So I hit E on the keyboard, and I'm going to select this, and our depth is negative 0.45. So it's going to cut in 0.45. Now that we have this created, we have one side created, we need it on the other, we are going to create a mirror. So under create mirror, and we are going to switch it to features, and we are going to select at the bottom here the last two features, because that's the main hole going through as well as the countersinking hole, or countersinking slot, I guess you would say. Our mirror plane, I'm going to zoom out so the plane gets bigger, is this. We're going to click OK. And our last thing we need to do, I'm going to turn off origin, is we need to put some chamfers. It says we need a chamfer on all edges of 20 thousandths. So we're going to go to chamfer. We are going to select all edges. So first we need to select, oops, let's cancel that. We're going to select these four. We're going to have to do this in 2 steps. And we're going to set this to 20 thou. Okay, and press enter. And then we're going to do a second chamfer. And that would be around these edges and around this outside edge. Oh, wait. And we are going to click all the way around the outside edge. Oops. Oops. To 20 thousandths. 0.02. And we click OK, and we have our finished. And now we have our finished soft jaw, where we learned about both how to create a slot as well as how to create a offset. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, I have a whole series of 30+ videos on how to do all the things you need. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I have 34 other videos on how to do almost all of the major elements within Fusion Design. Please ring the bell, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.